Get him, Joe! Oh, Joe got you, tight. All right. Oh, look at the respect. Oh, you see how deep he was? He was scared. Oh, he was...
Get your ass back.
Hey, safety's back up. Back up, Brian needs room.
Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's your boy, Fitz the King. Hey. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. The growth, the conversation, everything that we're talking about, the dialogue, it's important to me. And today, got a loaded episode, got a loaded video for you guys. 10 things that we learned from this first session of OTAs. Now, this isn't an overreaction. This isn't, this guy's going to the Hall of Fame. It's none of that. But throughout these sessions, there's little things, and I've talked to some people, and I've sent out a few texts, and I've scoured the internet, and I've done all these things to kind of put together 10 things that I've learned. Now, you saw Kris Richard in the opening clip. They're out there coaching, they're having fun, but to quote Rod Marinelli, this is teaching for camp. So these sessions, they're not tackling, they're not, hitting, they're not wrapping up, but they're teaching for camp. It's 7-on-7, it's situational work, and you want the rookies to really understand and learn how to practice, how to compete for camp, really. But you can learn some things from OTAs. You can learn who's starting at certain positions. You can learn who's moving well, who's making the right reads, who's picking up faster. All of these little things. Who's out of shape? Cough, cough, David Irving. Zeke looks good. Dak looks like he's trim. His face looks in. I always look at people's faces when you can see if they've gained, picked up, or stayed the same. And Dak looks like he's in shape. Zeke looks like he's in shape. So these are the little things that you can learn even from OTAs. And if nothing else, it's football things happening. So here are 10 things. 10 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 things that we learned from this first session of OTAs. All right, guys, going over my notes here. Kris Richard loves Byron Jones. Listen to this clip.
Byron Jones, who had been playing safety, played a little corner his freshman year, moved back to cornerback. A little larger guy.
Yes. Always wanted to have an opportunity to work with Byron Jones.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about one of the premier athletes now that he's going to be playing corner at the position. So, again, he has tons of work ahead of him. He is doing a phenomenal job. He is a tremendous student. He is cerebral. Again, we already know the type of athlete that he is. But it's a joy to work with guys of that nature. He's a consummate professional. He's a leader on our football team, and it's just good to have him around.
You guys can see that he's actually put some time before, whether it was before he was hired, or he's really put some thought, some effort into this switch. And you see Byron moving around. He really, you hear coaches and they see potential in a guy. I think that Kris Richard, and with his whole secondary, I think that Kris Richard loves Byron Jones. And it says a lot that, he started off training camp as one of the starting corners, him and Cheeto. That says a lot because, from him moving that transition, maybe they would have liked to ease him in. Nope. Byron, you're the guy. He played a lot of it at UConn. It was cool to hear that Jordan Lewis wasn't even mad, that Byron stepped right in, because I think that Kris Richard, if nothing else, has just instilled confidence. You never know what confidence can do for a player. Byron has had some really good training camps, off seasons in the past. He's never been hurt. That's one thing I love about Byron Jones. And I just think that Kris Richard loves him. So number one, Kris Richard really loves Byron Jones. And that really piggybacks into number two. Kris Richard, the Cowboys, they trust Xavier Woods. And I told you guys that. Listen to this clip of Kris Richard talking about Xavier Woods.
Another young pup back there with Xavier Woods.
Yes.
The Cowboys thought a lot of in the draft to trade into the 6th round to grab him. What were your thoughts of him so far? Because everybody's thinking, they need a safety.
Mm-hmm. This guy's going to be our sideline-to-sideline guy. And he's got the speed, he's got the mind, he's got the toughness. He has the tools to do what we're going to require out of our middle of the field safety.
So, you guys hear the praise, and as I'm looking over my notes, they really could have started off OTAs. This is how it's going to be. You're getting ready for camp, so this is going to be the lineup. They really could have started off with Heath at free, and then maybe Kayvon, ordered it some different ways. Nope. They gave Xavier Woods, it's your job. Go play sideline to sideline. Go make plays. A lot like with, and this is also the Cowboys staff, because, you know, let's be honest, there was interest in Earl Thomas, but I'm telling you guys, somebody in that room is saying no. Give X Woods a chance. We love X Woods coming out. Don't block his growth. You see what I'm saying? So I do believe that from Rashard to obviously general manager Jerry and then Steven, they came together and said, I think that X has something. They're going to give him every opportunity to make plays, and this will be a big, you know, time for him to leap. But I think that the Cowboys, somebody in this organization, with him starting off at free, because they could have, like I said, Heath has been somewhat at free. They could have moved Kayvon to strong. They really play those safeties interchangeably, but if that's a word, interchangeably, boy. Anyway, they could have did something else there. They didn't. Watch X Woods moving forward. You learn something. I'm telling you, guys, X Woods is going to have a big camp. They're putting trust in this guy. Number 3, this D-line, especially the middle, scares me. Now, DeMarcus Lawrence was held out. Tyrone Crawford held out. So the starters were, you know, Jihad Ward, I think Dayton Jones I wrote down. Yeah, he was one of the guys that I wrote down. Taco Charlton. And I forget who was on the left. But nonetheless, the middle of that defensive line, it's kind of scary. So throughout OTAs, we're going to have to see who emerges, because obviously Malik Collins is out. He's hurt. Who's going to play 3? David Irving is out of shape. I trust Rod Marinelli. But who's going to emerge? You guys jump in the comments and let me know, who do you think will emerge as, like, we need a true one. I think David Irving, I don't think he'll be on the team next year. These little things with him not being in shape and the legal stuff. And listen, I don't know what's going to happen with David Irving, but we need a one to emerge, a real run-stopping one. Malik is a 3. I don't like him playing the 1. And I think that Irvin is a situational, rotational guy. Maybe that's the reason why he disappears in games, because he's out of shape. But that's something to watch. This D-line. Number 4, the door is wide open for Michael Gallup. You hear things with him and Mike White. And really, number 4 and 5 is really Mike White, Gallup. They're going to help each other. The door is wide open for Michael Gallup. Terrence Williams kicked it open. There's guys like Deontay Thompson and Lance Lenore. They've been here, but Gallup is guaranteed a spot. I think that this coaching staff is going to say, let's give Gallup every chance to make plays. You think about a 3rd-round pick from last year, Juju Smith-Schuster, a guy who just had opportunity, made the most of his opportunities. Now look at him. So I think that Gallup, the door will be wide open. Obviously, Lenore and Thompson started on the outside. Then they actually moved Hearns inside. But keep an eye on Mike Gallup, and then keep an eye on Mike White and Mike Gallup kind of growing together. So there are going to be times in reps where Cooper Rush is going to get the first team reps. Let's say that Mike Gallup isn't on the first team. Let's say that he's on the second team and they're giving Dak a day, or Dak isn't playing in the preseason. Gallup and White can really do some fun things in preseason against different competition. So keep an eye on both of those two. That's 5 and 6. Gallup and White. Watch those two grow together. I think that could be something. You saw the tweet on the screen from Brandon George. So let's see. Don't play with Zach. Pay Zach. Pro Bowler. Pay Zach. All Pro. Pay Zach. Does the right thing. Pay Zach. Can block Aaron Donald. Pay Zach. Pay Zach Martin. I'm not going into detail. Probably will get done in August. Just pay the man. He's done everything that you needed him to do. One of the best picks in the franchise history. In the history of the Cowboys, Zach Martin was one of the better picks. One of the best picks. You never had a guy come in as a rookie and just destroy it. That's what Zach Martin has been. Pay him. Period. Talking about his position, number 8. Leash is off Connor Williams, and I love it. Take the leash off of him. You know he's going to be your starting left guard. With Zach not out there, he was a starter. Who was that guy who gave? Oh, Chaz Green. Yeah, he gave up 8-sack game. He was the other starter. So you don't even want to. I don't even want to see that. I don't even want to see him resembling a starting role ever. Connor Williams, leash off. He ran out there with the starters. Let him get beat. Let these D tackles whoop him in training camp, and then you'll see him get better as the year progresses, and hopefully he can be another Zach Martin, another Lyell, just a good offensive lineman from jump, you know, early on in his career, and just continue to develop. The leash is off Connor Williams, and I love it. Number 9, Tavon Austin just wants the ball. Here goes a clip.
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, I'm a playmaker. You know, that's how I describe myself. I don't really care where I'm at in the field. I just want the ball in a little bit of space. You know, let me create, and I'm going from there.
And you guys can hear in that interview, he just has a no-nonsense type vibe. That's what I like. Just wants to do his job. Just wants to go out there and ball. He had a bunch of, you know, good things to say about Dak. He said something like Dak puts good touch on the ball, and I actually think that is what Dak does well. He throws a good screen. So I like Tavon Austin's energy. His vibe right now is still very early, but leaving that situation with the Rams could have been weird for him. He could have some resentment. It seems as though he's fitting in well, and like he said, there's no one that is the guy. So it's one of those things that's like, he's just going to play his role, and he's okay with that. He knows that there are playmakers on this team. I think he's pretty sure that this team is going to run through Zeke. But it's a chance, kind of like with Darren Sproles when he went to, you know, New Orleans, then with the Eagles. It's a chance for him to come in, have a niche, and be, you know, good at it. So, taken away, I learned that, you know, Tavon Austin, he just wants to play ball. Baltimore kid. You know, I'm from D.C. I'm from DMV area, but I know they got he's from a powerhouse, Dunbar. Just no nonsense, man. So I like that about Tavon Austin a lot. And number 10, the stage is set, man. The stage is set for these off-season training camp battles. Cooper Rush. I heard something today. You know, Nick Eatman. Mike White throws a better ball than Cooper Rush. That's a battle to watch. Cooper Rush isn't safe. He's only a one-year guy. You think about the cornerback position. It's going to be, you know, in that slot now. We got to watch Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, Marquez White on one of the outside backups, Duke Thomas, all of our undrafted free agents. You saw how the starters rolled out, even at safety. Who's going to be a guy that may emerge? You know, injuries are going to happen. Who may step in? Who may make plays? But it's set, all right? Tight end, it's set. Jeff Swain was the starter at OTAs. So it's set. Who's going to take his job? I'm hearing good and bad with Rico. Rico is playing special teams, but I'm also hearing that he's still not really truthfully progressing as a true tight end. It's year 3. How much more time will the Cowboys spend on the project that is Rico Gathers? All right. So all of these things, you know, I talked about it earlier with Terrence Williams opening the door for Michael Gallup with his foolishness. The video came out today. So all of these things are things that the Cowboys are keeping in mind. They're talking about it just like we are. These OTA practices, you start to see some of these things take shape. So, Cowboys fans, what are you guys hearing? What do you guys think? This is going to be fun moving forward. Get in the comments. Let me know what you guys learned from these OTA sessions. It's your boy Foots the King. Peace. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure that you guys subscribe to our podcast, Cowboys Huddle, me and Joe Rod. The link is in the description. iTunes, SoundCloud. Listen to it on your iPod while you're jogging, all that, man. Make sure you guys leave a cool comment too. Rate it, man. Give it 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. All right, baby. It's your boy Foots. Peace.